So since 2011, I've been online preaching about Peugeot. You know, I speak on the good side of Peugeot, the bad side, and recommend people. Most times I use my personal experiences, to encourage people to, to try and enjoy these vehicles the way I do. And that has, if we could say, has attracted a lot of negativity. Because I live in a country where majority are cheap. When I mean cheap, I mean SHEEP. Majority are just they are being ruled or being trying to find the right word. They are not critical thinkers. They all rely on what everybody is doing. If everybody is driving Japanese cars, so any other person that brings up a different uh, perspective to cars, that person must be condemned. Anybody that speaks anything against or try to preach another vehicle that is also good enough, depending on how you maintain the vehicle, then that person is a threat. It has attracted a lot of, it's not necessarily criticisms, it's demeaning names, and I could go on and on. But I kept doing what I do. It's something I know how to do, and I do it to the best of my knowledge, and I do it based on my own personality. Of course, there will always be names on name callings or insults or all kinds of things. Some even call it constructive criticisms, trying to change who I am by telling me how to run my videos, how to structure my articles, how to change the tone. In other words, tone policing. Tell you, no, you shouldn't use this word. No, you shouldn't do this. You should speak like every other person, not make yourself speak as who you are. I could, like I said, I could go on and on, but the funny thing is, years and years and years have passed, and all those messages, all those videos and posts and the rest, they keep making sense to some people. The same message, the same post, the same videos that have been condemned by the majority. Some few, not majority, they do find it, they come across it later in future after I've published all these articles, videos, posts, and the rest. They come across it and you're like, wow, it makes sense. Because if you follow me on everything that is basically my online activities on Peugeot, you see that my target is, does it make sense to you? That's all. I don't even present myself. I try to make it too technical. I try to break it down the most I can to make sense to you. Not for you to adopt my lifestyle or buy those vehicles, but at least to actually see the other perspective you are probably not aware of, or the circle you mingle with try to block you from. Because I know a lot of people, especially on Naira, that will come up to ask a question concerning a Peugeot vehicle. 5 minutes later, multitude of people would invade that trade and start telling the person whether it was crazy to even think of Peugeot in the first place. It doesn't mean there are no other, there are not actually Peugeot cars that can actually be quite challenging to maintain. I do point those ones out. All you need, like I said, watch through my article, read through my articles, watch my videos. You'll see where I point out, when it comes to so and so Peugeots, you may find it very challenging. on this aspect of vehicle, unless you'll be able to handle it this way or be willing to live with this issue is there. However, there's a way you can do it and you'll be able to serve you very well without having that weakness or experiencing that weakness, at least that much. Or if you can avoid this particular one, go for this one, because all these things are most times, not just because I own some of these cars or Peugeot cars that share similar system with the ones I'm talking about, but also as a technician, I work on these cars. I have direct experience on what most times users are going through and how I'll be able to solve most, not all, of these issues. And the most important feedback, like the one you are looking at on this screen. So this is actually a feedback from a client that owns a 307. I will tell you that 99% of people who are paid clients that one way or the other, maybe to be doing repairs for them, maybe to buy Peugeot vehicles, so there are so many. How they came about me was because of all those things that I posted since 2011, if not 2010. I knew my activity started in 2010, but I became louder in 2011. So it's not like, I met the person on the road and we started talking and they picked interest and decided to subscribe to the service. No. Either somebody who probably have been reading some of these things now advise the person, hey, I would suggest you to go to this person first before you make the attempt. If you want to buy a Peugeot, probably you should try him first. Don't make the mistake other people have made. Or maybe they actually, maybe they are silent observers, taking notes. And when they see somebody else who probably is about to make a mistake, they see other people making, they'll be like, hey, I probably suggest you don't rush into this. Maybe you should find out or have this guy do it out for you or put you through. Yeah, I'm boasting. Like I said, my personality is my personality. I don't hide it. Am I boasting right now? Yes, I am. Because this thing took years to build this up. Took me years to build what I am online up, not a day, not two. I always tell people, I have the same opportunity like most Nigerians that are into scamming. I have the same opportunity they have, but I chose not to. So that enough is enough for me to be boastful that my integrity is intact. I know what it means to stay online without being faceless and still do what I do. Because most people they have to, either you are faceless so that you can be able to hide and claim to be what you are not. But I'm out there, is there anything you want to know about me that you will know, except maybe some parts of my private life? But anything has to do with automobile, you know about it. I do videos, even on private journeys, I still capture it. Even when my own cars are giving issues, I still capture it. Because why would I try to claim perfection when I know that the vehicles are meant to break down? I show them, don't need to, but at least for you to learn that, okay, this thing happened, so this is how I solved it. Next time, take some notes. Maybe it will serve you in future. So what you are reading now is from a client that I helped and was able to secure a Peugeot 307. Because people who are following me online will know that I'm always praised the 307 when it comes to dependability. While some are busy abusing the vehicle, condemning, even like I said, calling me names for even suggesting such vehicles to people. So he did a trip, like I said. Okay, let's read it too, so that it will look like I'm wasting your time. So it says, hello, IK. Good evening to you, High Chief. My lion has been so exceptional as I commenced the trip from Kaduna to Kano, Jigawa, Yobe, Gombe, Bauchi, Jos, and back to Kaduna State without any mechanical issues. Total kilometer is 2,526 kilometers. Finally arrived Gombe after 11 hours from Yobe State. Yeah, he has a. If you look at the picture, you can see. Let me see if I can zoom it in. There are two Peugeot cars there, 206 and 307. So his is the 307. The one in front is 206. So they actually, it was two of them embarked. These two vehicles embarked on this road trip, and both came back. Now, some will be saying, I mean, come on, what's the big deal? Well, I know 2,500 kilometer is a big deal on a single road trip. Yeah, it is. Because I don't know how many cars that will do that kind of trip on Nigerian road and survive, like he said, with no mechanical issues. Some will be saying, oh, well, it doesn't mean. No, I'm talking about road trip. Road trip means you set out on a journey non-stop. Maybe you stop at a town, drink, freshen up, you are back on the road. Maybe you get to a town, sleep overnight, or it's, I mean state, you are back on the road. Or maybe you drive for 12 hours, 14 hours non-stop, only just to stop and refresh, without even maybe buy for. I know what road trips is. I'm just giving you guys so you don't think that, oh, this 2,500 kilometers was covered with probably within a month. That you did the journey within a month. I'm saying road trip. It was intentional. Did it and came back with no mechanical issue. These are his claims. These are his words, not mine. Doesn't mean there won't be wear and tear on the car because of that. I mean, it was Nigerian road. Probably, maybe it has affected the suspension, most likely. And I know 307 suspension, so even if it did, not a big deal. I know where the part that it probably will affect, like the what's it called? The front shock absorber mount. That's one of their weaknesses. So yeah, I expect it might have affected it. But again, as far as Nigerian highways are concerned, there will be good side, there will be rough side. So those rough side may or may not affect them. Again, depending on how you drive on them. Doesn't necessarily mean you will experience it. Depends on how you drive on them. But there are Peugeot cars that even when you try to drive very smoothly, it will still affect them. Like 407, I always say that. I have 407, so I'm not going to hide. That's one of the weaknesses. But 307 suspension is better than 407. You see, I tell this thing, people just don't understand. They think that I'm trying to discourage you from owning 407 or owning this car. No, I'm telling you, these cars I'm telling you that have issues, I also have them, some of them, or at least other Peugeot cars that have similar system that whatever that will happen to this will happen to that one if you use it that way, or if you use it for these purpose. So it's not that discourage you, but at least to know if you tend to use it for this purpose, know how to manage the situation so it doesn't get out of hand. So even if other people are experiencing it, you will not. At least it will take much longer to experience it. In that case, it's not a big deal. So yeah, I sought for his permission to do this video, to share this, this his feedback. It's not only him that will be sending this, but in this case, I was like, man, let me share this to encourage other people who probably have been looking at Peugeot 307, but then they will have seen so many confusions, that usually cause stupid advices. People who have zero knowledge of what 307 is all about will be the one telling you 307 is a very horrible car. Or maybe they actually have used or had experience with 307, but then they messed up the vehicle, and the only thing they have to do is to look for who to blame. Oh, it must be Peugeot. Oh, Peugeot is a horrible car. But it won't tell you how he was stupidly abusing the vehicle. Or maybe he bought it and abused when he knew that there were better ones. Or he could have find somebody that would prevent him from getting an abused one. So he ended up in an abused one, and instead of it to take that ownership and hold himself accountable for the mistake he made, he put the blame to Peugeot because for some reason 307 all by itself is cutting wire from one end of engine bay to another. It's cutting off the fan, connecting it to this one. It's cutting off, removing thermostat. It's doing this. All of a sudden, the 307 are the one using groundnut oil inside their engines. All of a sudden, 307 is driving itself. When you start the engine cold, it will be 307 all of a sudden start accelerating itself to red line at cold engine start, expecting the engine not to grind and wear out rapidly. It has to be someone else's brain. All of a sudden, 307 is the reason why your timing belt cut. Even when I've been speaking and preaching for year after year in every form, shape or form. I mean, telling you people, if you live in a country like Nigeria, and if you drive this particular vehicle or this engine model, do not use your timing belt or timing kit beyond so and so mileage or beyond certain years. Or even if you are changing it, avoid certain qualities. Go for this type of quality that will serve you better. So you know that 4 years is 4 years. I could remember the day somebody was telling me, why would I discourage people from buying second-hand timing belts? I know there are exceptions to everything. Maybe there will be a time we won't even be able to see new belts. In that case, yeah, I don't have any option. Because as cars get older, parts start to shrink. You won't be able to see them. Those of us that drive classic will know. If you don't drive classic car, you won't understand. Once cars start getting older, you trust me, accessibility of parts becomes a burden. But it makes us more responsible because you now know how to drive the vehicle so it will wear out less. So you might get a point, yeah, you won't be able to see the thermostat, your timing belt, your this new one to buy. It's possible. In that case, like I said, you don't have any more option before you, so you take what you have. But right now we do. I know it's still hard, yes. Maybe the OEM might be too expensive, but still there might be other quality, other brands that are not up to par with OEM, but are better than some of the used ones you people put. At least they will still serve you that 4 years, even if they are not OEM. The some aftermarket are actually even better than OEM. Who told you? OEM was actually made by the car manufacturer. They were made by car parts manufacturers, branded from car manufacturers. There are some brands aftermarket that I prefer even to OEM. There are OEM parts that actually are not worth it. VCs users will understand that. The ignition coil, the aftermarket are everlasting, why the OEM are useless. Those of us who are running the aftermarket to understand, I mean, I hardly have any ignition coil failure in my VCs. How many ES V6 engine do I have? Out of the 3, the coil failed only once. 3 means, remember, each of these engines have 6 individual coils. So count how many coils. So out of these coils, how many of them, year after year, since 2013 till today, out of this, only one failed. Guess what? Which one failed? OEM. But the rest, they're okay with the aftermarket. The previous owners in Europe or whatever they were imported into, or whoever that used them earlier, change to the aftermarket. And they've been there year after year, thousands of kilometers accumulated. But the OEM, the only one that came, as in one out of the 6 on that particular vehicle was OEM. The other, the remaining 5 was the aftermarket that I recommend. Till today, I have not failed. Only the OEM failed. So what I'm saying is, I'm not telling you if it's not OEM, don't buy. But I'm telling you, some new ones are better than used ones. So there could be reasons why you might choose not to buy a 307. I get that. Maybe affordability cost or reason. It's possible. Maybe you can't maintain it if you follow the manufacturer's instruction, that financially you cannot. I get that. But sometimes there's a way I do things. I will also tell you, even if you don't, so to speak, rich. These days I don't even know what to classify a rich man in Nigeria. But let's leave it at that. Even if you financially are not up to date, but you can actually own a car. You can still own a 307. You can still own a 407. You can still own any of these so-called rich man car. So that you have to know how to. It's the maintenance, what to do, so that you won't keep recalling. If you want to do it once and for all. And most times, it's not even about what you spend. It's what determines how long a car can serve you, how dependable a car is. It's actually what you did not do to the car, or what you did or what you didn't do, that may not have anything to do with money. Because if you have left your cooling system intact, without going there to mess it up, leave it as it is, why would you start having engine issue sooner than you should? Why should you be having a fuel consumption, excessive fuel consumption issue if you have not done that? Why should you be having engine ECU failure here and there if you have not gone to mess up with your engine wiring harness? That you should have left alone as it is, that was not giving you any problem. But for some reasons, you believe that the white man that did this job, they didn't know anything. That you that probably have no science background, all of a sudden you understand the vehicle they produce better than they did. The people that produce them. Then you start doing the stupid cut and join. And sometimes when you even try to educate these people, don't do this, they will even see you like you are being foolish by saying car they'll be using for 500 years, that they don't know what they are doing. Now they always end up saying, oh, my car is running strong even without thermostat, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you could say that until you bring it to an expert like me, and then I'll prove you wrong. So, yeah. I know you could say, oh, but this is taking too long. Why are you wasting? Why are you going up and down, looking for things that doesn't concern this video? See, let me tell people, because I've been reading comments, people always saying, oh, you focus on the topic of the video. Stop. If you don't like my video, don't watch it. If you don't watch it. See, I'm who I am. If at this my age, I've not changed, it would be stupid of you to expect me to change. And the funny thing is, if you think that I will change for you, then I'll be the most stupidest person on earth. I will use this analogy. Maybe you are married. Are you trying to tell me that you didn't see every other girl when you were still single? But out of hundreds or thousands of girls around you or your environment, you chose one. Why? You chose your current one. Why? Because there's something about her different from other people that interests you more than the rest. Or for whatever reason. She's not like every other person. It doesn't mean she's a good person. But like I said, it's just, she's unique the way she is. Now suddenly you see another person and you want the person to be like you, to talk like you. to do exactly the way how you want it. I mean, come on, it's a choice. Like you had the choice to pick your wife. It's a choice to say, hey, I'm not gonna watch your video because I don't like the way you talk. The wise ones, you know what they do? They will pick, filter everything. Even if I spend 1 hour on a video, they will filter it out, take the important information that benefits them, leave the rest. Because those important ones, you think that they are useless. Why should I waste my time on those aspects of the video? Could actually be something very important to another person. Maybe the person watching this video is not interested in 307. Maybe he's interested in the logical aspects that I apply in most of my videos. Not necessarily that he cares about Peugeot cars. He might not even live in Nigeria. I remember some Australians. I remember there was a time they created a trade. In one Australian forum, they created a trade and said they marvel the way I talk. Even though they have no business because they don't even understand what I do say. But, you know, the way I structure things is what interests them, not Peugeot. They don't drive Peugeot. They don't use... No, it wasn't Australia. I think it was somewhere in America. I can't remember. They don't even use Peugeot, so it's not as if they're interested in maybe even if I'm convincing about Peugeot cars, they can't use it because it's not in their country. You know, but they find some of the things I say interesting. So that could be what interests them, not necessarily how. So filter it, or if you don't like it, leave it. You know, the funny thing is, if you go to my videos on YouTube channel, I think it should be over 1,000 now, or I don't know, maybe I'll check later, but it should be close to 1,000, over 1,000. I will tell you that half of these videos, some of them are even 5-minute video, some of them 10-minute video. There are some that are even about a minute or two. It all depends on the subject or how passionate I am about that thing I want to talk about. That tell me how long. There are sometimes I'll be like, okay, maybe, see, I flow. That's how I am. See, this is not like, this is something I started off as a hobby. And now it's making money for me. So even if I might go out there in my other works and follow the ethics of that work and the rest. But this one that is basically like something I'm doing like private, something that's personal, that I'm showing the world who I am. And you are not telling me how I'm going. I'm not going to insult you. I'm only telling you what I usually tell people sometimes is, if you know that thing you are telling me to do to make you happy so that you keep watching on my video, go and start that YouTube channel and start doing exactly whatever advice you are giving to me. Not how to be a man. If you know that thing, instead of you say there pinpointing how bad somebody is, so this is what he's not doing right, go and start doing exactly that thing. Because what you, as a man, what you're supposed to be is to lead by example. Okay, so yeah, 307, dependable. Doesn't mean you won't have issues, but yeah, if you know how good 406 will serve you, 307 will serve you something close to that. When it comes to long journeys, 307 will serve you very good at that. Yeah, it has a weakness on the suspension, but not necessarily that much. Just very little. Like I said, it's just the gearbox mount. The front shock absorber mount. That's the weak part of the shock absorber, you know. So, if it happens, it happens. They don't even cost that much. But every other system in 307 is good enough. It's a very rugged car. I mean, now that fuel economy, fuel prices in Nigeria, I don't even know what to call it. Maybe you might have to consider owning a 307. They have various engines. If you want the one for performance, for fun, they are there. If you want the one for, you know, lesser fuel consumption, even though the power might not be that much, yeah, they are there. The only thing I'll tell you about 307 is, if you want the one for automatic, you just have to live with some of the annoyances that come with that. Yeah, the suspension, the automatic gearbox in 307 is not the smoothest type when it comes to the operation. There's not, I don't know how many of them I've not, I can't remember, as in hundreds. I would say thousand, maybe not up to thousand. I've driven how many 307 different engine sizes with different the same automatic transmission actually. So I know how they behave. So when it comes to enjoyment, automatic, no, they are not. For me, they suck. You see that AL4? I don't like it. Not because it's not a performance transmission, just that, uh, you know. So if you want to have it here, you will still enjoy it, but some people are enjoying it. This is what they want, and serving them. So all you need to do, you go extra mile to prevent it from failing, at least sooner than you expect. It could easy for many years, it won't fail on you. The only thing I'll tell you, they don't like heat. So, all right, so this way I'll leave it, and hopefully it makes sense. Maybe, maybe not. All right.